Hey friends, today we're going to make these darling kitchen decor pieces, kind of crunchy, whimsical, rustic looking. You can use them together or separate. These are prints from my Etsy shop, and they will be linked below. But the two I'm using are similar, but not exactly the same. So we're going to start out by painting this cutting board, and I got this at Magnolia Design Co., and the link will be below. It's actually 50% off, so you might want to go grab you some. They've got some round ones and this rectangular one, and I love them. So anyway, I'm painting the edge of the front and the sides and then the complete back in Cardinal Red by Folk Art acrylic paint. And I'm just using a regular foam brush, and I'm kind of being careful going around the edge, but I didn't need to be super careful because I'm going to go down in that little recessed line there too, and then the center part will be Mod Podge. So there you can see I got the whole thing painted and dried, and now I'm just going to rough it up slightly using my little mini sander, just going around the edges, kind of in some random spots too. Just making it look a little bit older and weathered. This is my desktop vacuum cleaner. I love this thing. It doesn't glide over a puppy pad, obviously, but on smooth surfaces and on this, it just sucks everything right up, and it's so nice. So now I'm going to put a really generous layer of Mod Podge in the center there, and I'm really careful to go to the edge, not over it, because I want the paper, when I sand it off, to come off over that recessed little line there, that little crevice along there that they've got beveled in there. So I'm going to the edge, but not over the edge. But I am putting a good amount and making sure I get to the corners and to every edge, because I don't want my paper to not get Mod Podged on in certain parts and start peeling up. But as you can see, it's quite a generous amount that I put on. Okay, and I'll wet my brush. Now I'm going to use my little heat tool and dry it completely, or almost completely. It was still slightly tacky a little bit, but. And before I do the Mod Podging, I decided I'm going to distress it all around the edges with my Tim Holtz Distress ink in the color Walnut Stain. This is my new favorite. For the longest time, I've been using vintage photo, and I still love that, and I will still use it, but I'm loving this walnut color on a lot of my things that I make. It's a little bit darker than the vintage photo. I'm just going to wipe a little bit of that excess off with a paper towel. So now I'm going to Mod Podge it, and there I was just making sure it was fit, and it does. It goes over all the edges. So I'm just sitting there where I want to be and holding it as I put the parchment paper on. And I'm using my mini heat press and just giving it a really good iron, making sure I get all the edges and corners, of course. I iron it for probably 20 or 30 seconds. I checked a corner and they were kind of slightly coming up, so I thought I better do a little bit more. So I just kind of at a slant went in that groove. There's a good groove word, groove. That's what it is. It's a groove all around the edge of that cutting board. So I'm just making sure all the edges and the corners are adhered down really well. And now I'm going to take my mini sander, and this is kind of tricky because it's just a little groove. So I'm just getting at the edge of the mini sander and carefully going around and sanding that excess paper off. And I'll do that on all four sides. But like I said, it was a little tricky getting in there and not sanding too much, or not sanding the red where I didn't want it sanded. So I just took my time. So I've got it all off now, and now I'm going to put some hot glue some twine down in that groove. And it goes down quite a ways. I was first thinking maybe I would need to put 2 rows of twine down in there, but after I finished the one round, I thought, oh no, that's plenty. It works just great. Just doing a little at a time and make sure I get those corners adhered down in there really well too. I think that's where it would come up. So I've got all that on, so I'm going to set that aside, get my mini Bodabra, put some twine down the center slot there. And I've got some strips of fabric. This is actually strips I tore off of a kitchen dish towel that I bought at IKEA. They had some pretty vintage reds and whites. So I tore strips and then I actually ironed them so they would stay flat, not curl. So I went back and forth with that, and then I've got some wired gingham ribbon. I'm going to put one loop and one tail on each side of that. And afterwards, I was kind of wishing I would have went back and forth one more time, put 2 loops on each side of this. I was wishing I had a little bit more of this in my bow. So this is some thinner twine that I get on Amazon, and I'm spreading my fingers apart a little bit so it will be a little bit wider. Just wrapping around. I think I put 4 loops on each side. Bring those twine ends up through that slot and tie it in a knot. Then I turn it over and tie it in a double knot in the back and cut the excess off there. And then lots of arranging and fluffing the loops, putting the tails and loops where I want them to be. Spreading those twine loops out too. And the wired ribbon's a little easier because it's got wire in it, so you can really work with that and set them where you want them to be. So I'm just going to glue that on the handle of the cutting board. I'll just hold that as the glue dries and sets and kind of fluff a little bit one-handed, and then after it's set, then I can finish trimming up those tails and arranging the bow the way I want it to be. Now I'm just kind of cutting all those ends at an angle. Then I just kind of go with my fingertip and fray those edges too to match the rest of the frayed edges of the bow. It looks pretty cute. These are my kitchen-y type and baking type tags, printable tags. They're in my Etsy shop, and they will be posted below as well. It's a huge listing. In fact, it's got 795 printable tags in different sizes and shapes and styles, all kinds for all kinds of holidays and seasons and themes. This one I just put a little leaven from the oven, and I'm really darkening it up and distressing it. I crumpled it up and folded it in places too. And now I'm just using the edge of my scissor and really fraying that edge and making it look old and weathered. I'm just cutting off a small piece of twine and bending it in half, sticking it through that hole. And I struggled for some reason. I usually don't have a trouble, but it kept wanting to separate, so I had to start over and kind of fold it in half and hold it. But once you get that loop through, you just pull those tails through the loop and just pull it snugly. Then I'll just cut off the excess, and I'm going to glue those ends right in the center of my bow. I got this huge new lot of buttons on Amazon. There's 200 vintage buttons in all kinds of styles and shapes and sizes. In fact, there's some really large ones I got to figure out what to do because they're so neat. But I like to keep a needle and thread handy at my craft area. I'm just going to thread my button and make it look like it's sewn onto my project when I glue it on. So I'll glue that right on the ends of the twine that's holding that tag, cover those up. And that's all I'm doing for this. It looks super cute, very rustic. So now I'm going to work with this little wood banner piece I got. I think it was a Hobby Lobby piece, but they had them on a I'm losing my train of thought, sorry about that, at a thrift store for 50 cents each. So I just grabbed 4 or 5 of those. And I don't know if I needed to sand the words off or not, but I got the most of it off there. Now I'm just vacuuming it off the sawdust. And now I'm going to put a generous layer of Mod Podge on this. Again, getting clear to the corners and edges. And these measure 4 by 6, except the middle part goes up an inch or so. And so I'm using a print that I sized at 4 by 6. In fact, that's the size they are in my Etsy listing. And there's 12 different prints, I think, and then there's PNG images. If you know how to resize or alter them, then you're welcome to do that as well. So this fit perfectly on this little wood banner. So I'll just put the parchment paper on and iron that just like I did the other piece. And it was really, really hot. I had to let it cool off a little bit before I started sanding. So I started sanding and I realized it'd be easier just to cut part of that paper off in the back. Now I can sand and get that excess off, and it fit perfectly on the left and right side and the top. So I didn't even need to sand there. So I just sanded till it was nice and smooth. And I just used a little stylus that I have at my desk and punch through those holes that were there. And now I'm going to use rebar wire that I have handy. Got this on Amazon as well. I'm just sticking from the back up about an inch or so, and using some little needle nose and curling those. But first I decided to get approximately how much I would need and cut that off. It was easier to work with. So I'm curling those up, and then I'll flatten it against my project. Then I'm just kind of wrapping circles around a paintbrush. You can wrap it around a pen or a pencil or whatever you've got handy. Just a few times just to make it uneven and crinkled. And then you push the other side through from the back. Get it about as long as you want it and cut the excess off. And then I'll do the same with that piece as well. Curl that up. I realized I had a little bit too long. And I'll press that flat against the board as well. So all I thought I'd do with this now is just wrap some more twine bow around it. So I just wrapped it around 3 of my fingers 3 times, and then I take a tail and wrap it around the center a few times. And there's my little bow. I was trying to decide how to put it on. I didn't know if I needed to tie some twine around first or just what. But I decided just to leave it as is and glue it right on above where the twine is, or not the twine, the rebar wire is curled on the front there. I needed to arrange it and struggled with this a little bit. I don't know why, and I didn't get that little loop in there, so I had to re-glue that part as well. But I was going to put a button on. I thought, no, sometimes less is more. And I thought, I'm just going to leave this super simple and quick. And I thought that was plenty for this little piece. But wouldn't it look cute sitting on a tier tray or hanging from a hook on a shelf or something like that? Super quick and easy projects with these lovely prints. They're beautiful prints, all kinds of different linens and utensils and jars and things like that. So be sure and check those out. Really appreciate you watching today. Thanks for watching, and you have a whimsical day.